This program is brought to you by the Payroll Department, serving the Four Corners community with expertise, professionalism, and care.
Voters resoundingly rejected 2 tax measures this past November, leaving Durango and Plata County officials with a conundrum. What happens next? A proposed property tax increase to build a new $85 million airport terminal on the east side of the runway lost by nearly a 2-to-1 margin, with 31 out of 32 county precincts voting no. Now, the La Plata County Commissioners and the Durango City Council will have to decide whether to float the same proposal before the voters again, or whether they will choose a different alternative to extend the terminal on site. The Commissioners and City Council are expected to meet in early January to decide on next steps. In the meantime, all 3 alternatives identified in the airport's 20-year master plan are under review as part of an environmental assessment that the federal government requires anytime federal monies are spent on projects like these. The Federal Aviation Administration was expected to cover about half the cost of a new terminal. Costs for the environmental assessment have already been budgeted, and it is expected to be completed by late next year.
We need to continue with those steps because included in that environmental assessment are all the alternatives that are proposed in the airport master plan, including the preferred alternative, which was on the east side, as well as the alternatives 1 and 2, which were on the west side of the airfield. So by continuing with that study, we'll make sure that we vet out any potential improvements to the airport, no matter what direction we end up going.
No matter what course the commissioners and city councilors choose, Zachary says airport facilities are at a breaking point and need to be addressed. During the Thanksgiving holidays, the airport ran out of parking and travelers were forced to park in a temporary lot some distance from the terminal. Zachary said airport staff will continue to make small improvements as budgets and time allow.
No matter how you look at it, you could go down and try to vet out individual things, but there are clearly stresses that exist at the airport. Whether it's vehicle parking, TSA screening, the commercial apron where aircraft park, de-icing facilities, there are definitely things that need to be addressed in one way or another. So we're doing our best right now to make sure that our existing facilities serve our customers as best they can. When it comes to making larger investments, we really need the direction, the long-term direction, to be in place to make sure that we're making smart investments.
La Plata County officials also have had to contend with the loss of the road and bridge property tax proposal that would have increased revenues by $34 million during the next 10 years. In a debriefing meeting with the County Finance Committee before the holidays, county officials said that the loss of revenues from the downturn in oil and gas production has reached a point that the county will have to make significant program cuts, including road and bridge projects that the proposed tax increase would have funded. Volunteers who campaigned for the road and bridge tax increase speculated that voters turned down the measure because they were overwhelmed by other ballot questions, including the presidential race, state and local contests, and a slew of referenda and constitutional amendments. They also suggested that a property tax increase probably won't fly in the county until residents start feeling the pain of budget cuts and loss of services that they value. And according to county officials, that could happen as early as next year. To follow the county's budget crisis, log on to co.laplata.co.us.